What's up, guys? It is Will here, back again, and we're here to live react to another collection tour, and this time it is Mr. Action in the Box, Mr. Ricardo. Thank you so much, sir, for letting us react to this beautiful collection. I only got to watch about a minute of this collection tour so far. However, we are going to talk about it. We are going to live react to it. Ricardo sent me this information saying he just started, I believe, about a year ago. So he's been doing some really cool stuff, apparently. Been watching a lot of YouTube channels like this one. Reached out to me and wanted me to react. Guys, if you have a collection that you've posted on YouTube and you want me to react to it, let me know, and I'll take a look, and I would love to do it if it makes sense. So I appreciate Ricardo reaching out to me, guys. Link in the description below to his channel. A lot of cool stuff in this video, I'm sure, and link to this video and link to the channel that you guys should really check out. Go subscribe. I know I have, so I would love it if you guys did as well. That said, let's take a look. Very first collection tour ever. I think this is going to be exciting. A collector that started a year ago, he gave me a bunch of information. He makes a bunch of dioramas. Let's just start out by saying this looks super clean. I love that it's mix and match with collection, with office, adult shit. It's collector, man cave, also mixed with adult, and it looks super clean. The lighting looks clean. This looks like a nice, comfortable, like relaxing work environment where you could sort of be at home and feel comfy, but also sort of productive at the same time. I love that because you can mix business and pleasure and still make it pleasurable. Let's say that, right? I think this is pretty dope. So cutting out the lights, you can see here the display bases for these Iron Man statues, I believe they are. This looks really dope to start. This looks like the Mark III to me from what I was able to see. Yeah, it's the Mark III Planeta Diagostine Iron Man. I have not heard of that company before, but I know Ricardo was telling me, I think he's located in Brazil. So it might be a company maybe closer to there, or another company I haven't heard of, maybe from somewhere else, but it looks really dope. I love the Mark III. It's one of my favorite suits. This base is super clean, has a nice light up display to it. This looks great. It's a nice glossy red, has a nice light up function. This is pretty cool. Again, I think some people should consider statues every now and then. Don't buy a ton of statues if you don't have the space or budget to do it, but they can accentuate a display, and they just hit a little bit different than Hot Toys. So it's great to have a little bit of everything and kind of dip your toes in different pools, as long as you're being responsible, which I think Ricardo definitely is here. We can see some Star Wars chess figures here. So these are 1/24 scale, apparently. Planeta Diagostine. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm probably not, so I'm so sorry. But you can see Chewbacca, Obi-Wan, Huttslayer, Leia. We got Luke Skywalker, Han, Yoda, Akbar, C-3PO. I'm not sure about the other characters. And then we got the Empire boss, Vader, Palpatine, Papa Palps, and Tarkin, and Boba, and Royal Guard, and all that shit. So that's pretty cool. Dude, this is cool because you don't see collections like this really with a chess collection like this. So again, I was like kind of expanding my horizon and seeing collectors that have different interests and different displays and setups. I think this is great. I think this is great. So guys, again, this is freaking awesome. Seeing these diorama displays, I love the cases too. They look like acrylic cases and they fit about one figure. It's a simple, clean collection. Pop Toys, this is a Mel Gibson from Braveheart. This is pretty cool, actually. The rooted hair is something I guess you have to mess with a little bit. I think it looks pretty good, actually. Mel Gibson did kind of have some wild hair in that film. So this looks great with the arrows and the shield like that. I wonder if the shield came like that. You're gonna have to answer that, Ricardo, for us, or if you actually put the arrows in there yourself. This is the type of display where you go to Michael's and you get this sort of grass and fun stuff to build in your display. Really, really dope. Really, really dope, guys. Love this all around. I think this is awesome. Love the sort of sky background, the simple, clean lighting, aesthetic, and display. Of course, we have a Sylvester Stallone. This is Rambo, from my recollection. The street base is really, really cool. I don't know if this came with the figure, but that street base actually could be one that I think a lot of people would be interested in, because you could do a lot of different things with that. You could have a character walking, you could have a character fighting, you could do a lot of different things with a street base like that. I think this is really cool. So Ricardo, if you did make that yourself, that's pretty dope, bro. That has a lot of creativity and artistry involved, and it fits perfectly in that display. It looks super clean, guys. It just looks like, yeah, like a movie type still. Like, I think that's awesome. We got 3-0 Jon Snow here with a bunch of snow going on and a bunch of snow on the case. That's a pretty cool and neat effect, actually. I've never seen that before. And again, I think Ricardo is doing something different here, which I think we have to respect. This is different. This is his own vision. And I think it's cool to have sort of a diorama immersive display like this. So it's cool to have those sort of backdrops and fun little displays like that. I think it's really clean and cool. So I love it. I love it, guys. I love it. What is Royal Defender Royal Defender Gold and End of Battle. I love the skulls though. That is super cool. You could also use that for a Scorpion. I would consider getting those skulls like that if I could put them with my Scorpion figure. But this actually looks pretty cool. So I've not heard of this character before, or this property, but this actually looks pretty cool. The rooted hair looks pretty solid. This helmet and the armor is extremely detailed. This is actually really cool. And again, I love the base with the skulls and everything. That's actually a super cool looking figure. I love how he got the sword in there and it actually fit pretty nicely. This is a skeleton at a pirate wheel. Okay, so it's a Pirates of the Caribbean Disney ride. Interesting, interesting. Okay, I'm wondering where he got that 1/6 scale skeleton from. That's pretty cool. I think you could do a lot of different things with that. You could put that, you know, with the Jack Sparrow figure if you end up getting that one. Ricardo's still new to collecting, he told me. And, you know, if you get the Jack Sparrow figure, I think that would be pretty cool to mix and match there. But yeah, that's pretty dope. Indiana Jones, that's Present Toys. Yeah, Present Toys, I remember that figure came out and everyone was kind of losing their mind over it. And everyone was like, oh, I want one. Then it sold out. And I think they did another run of it from my recollection, maybe not. But it looks like it turned out pretty solid, especially for the people who wanted Indiana Jones. I'm not sure how Ricardo got a giant boulder in there, but he did. And a lot of cool sort of hay / weeds and a spine with a skeleton on it. That's pretty cool. I've not been the biggest Indiana Jones fan. I think I started watching some of it before and I wasn't really hugely into it. So it wasn't for me, but I can try to watch more of them. But the first one I was not really feeling. Probably going to get roasted in the comments, but it's fine. C-3PO and R2, these are the Sideshow versions. I'm assuming Ricardo is going to consider picking up the Hot Toys versions at some point, because while these are good, I think they could, you know, elevate the display with a Hot Toys figure that just, you know, is a little more authentic and a little higher quality overall. But I had that C-3PO from Sideshow before, and it was actually a pretty good figure. I liked it. I liked it. And of course, the star of the show here, we have our boy Hot Toys Pennywise. And I love this because I think Ricardo had mentioned this is the first Hot Toys figure that he had ever purchased. And it's an excellent choice, sir. I do, however, hope that you consider the InArt figure if you're able to pick one up, because I think this Hot Toys one is great, but I think the InArt one is going to be superior, but we shall see when it releases. However, in the meantime, this looks great. I love this sort of setup here with the display. This is the scene where Pennywise is messing with Eddie, where he's in the weeds and he's like, where are you going, Eds? And this scene is captured perfectly with this backdrop here, and of course these weeds. This is really cool. I just think this is that's a cool fucking diorama right there. I love that. Michael Myers, I'm not the biggest Michael Myers guy, but I do like the love for horror here, because you don't see that in as many collections. And you got the pumpkin, you got the bloody sheet, you got the telephone, you got a lot of sort of iconography here from the original film. And again, I think that's a cool pose, and I think that's dope. So Michael Myers is a very iconic character, and I'm glad that people from the horror genre are giving him his due. Jason here, you can see from Friday the 13th. Again, not the people think I'm a big horror guy because of Pennywise, but I'm kind of like a so-so horror guy. I like some horror films. I just love Pennywise and the It films, but there are some horror films I like. Friday the 13th, not exactly one of them. The Freddy Krueger films, Nightmare on Elm Street. I think I've only seen the first one, maybe. I have not seen the other ones, and it's been a really long time. So maybe that is something I need to visit, but I think in the meantime, this figure looks dope. Has that sewer backdrop, a nice little dynamic pose. Again, I love these bases that Ricardo is putting together because they really capture an immersive collection environment, which I think is really dope, because you get people in the mood when they're looking at it, they're like, damn, that's actually really cool. That's super immersive. It reminds me just of the film. So when you have people come into your collection, they're going to be like, damn, this is so cool. And I love seeing all this stuff. It's like sort of being at a museum, right? Where they're sort of honoring the legacy of all these characters and the films themselves. I love that. Super unique. Forrest Gump. I love Forrest Gump. I'm a big fan of the film. I used to watch it a lot with my grandmother, so it has sentimental value. I love seeing this Forrest Gump here in this huge ass bench, because I don't know where the hell he got this 1/6 scale bench, and I don't know how he was able to pose the figure and make his shoes all dirty like that. That is just awesome, bro. Again, the attention to detail and the love and the passion that's going into a collection like this, you can't overlook that, rather. You can't understate how important that is. So I think as a collector, that's something we should promote, right? We want collectors to enjoy themselves and express their creativity. And that's something that I really think is important. That said, RoboCop, again, not the biggest fan of RoboCop, but I respect RoboCop. A lot of people love RoboCop. There's a chair here and a really cool diorama display sort of with this backdrop. Again, there's so much effort and detail. Ricardo obviously has put less attention into getting a ton of figures and more attention into loving the figures and displaying them properly that he does get. I think that's That's very admirable, actually, because not all of us do that, right? We want to get as many figures and we move on to the next thing as quickly as possible. And Ricardo's sort of enjoying and interacting with what he does have. And I got to respect that and admire that, because he's putting a lot of attention into the details of displaying his figures and really getting the most out of them. And I think that's really fucking cool. So I got to give Ricardo a lot of credit for that. Darth Vader, that's the sideshow Darth Vader. I think that looks great. Love that backdrop. It's probably the coolest backdrop yet. Maybe besides Pennywise, we'll see. But hopefully the Hot Toys one. Anyway, this is Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible is like the only franchise on planet Earth where the films tend to get better each go. But maybe Lord of the Rings too, depending on who you ask. But yeah, Mission Impossible is awesome. Love this phone booth here. Love this sort of diorama setup. I'm glad we're seeing a diverse collection here. Diversity is super important with this stuff. Iron Man, I think it's the Mark 43 or 42. I'm not good with Roman numerals. However, I do like the suit. A lot of people don't like the suit. I do. I like this suit. I think it pops. I like it. It's an interesting choice, yeah, to have this Iron Man, but I really like this Iron Man. A lot of people, it's not their favorite. Maybe the Battle Damage 85 or the 7 or the 5 or the 6 or 3 or whatever, but 42/43, whatever one that one is, I really like it. And if I had more space for Iron Man, I would probably get one. Claire Redfield from Resident Evil. This is pretty dope. I know, isn't there Claire Redfield from Damn Toys? I don't know if this version is that or if this is a custom. I'm not sure. But there's a lot of iconic, characters that are in this display here. Resident Evil Degeneration. I've not seen Resident Evil Degeneration. Must be like an animated film or something like that. That would be my guess. We got a Walter White. I'm pretty sure this is Mars Toys. I had the 301 at one point, and this one looks a little bit different. I'm a huge Breaking Bad fan. I think, honestly, it's the best TV show ever made. But it's fantastic, and I love this display here with the blue crystal or whatever it was called. I don't remember. That money that barrel, dude, that is dope. That is super, super cool. And the glasses and the shirt. This is really, really cool, bro. Again, so much attention into atmospheric elements, which I think is really, really important with collecting. And it's something that a lot of us overlook. We put them in our display. Sometimes we clutter them together. Not in Ricardo's case. This looks super clean and organized and thoughtful and creative. And just, you got to give a lot of props and credit to it. So that said, guys, there's another wide shot to end things out here. And thank you so much, Mr. Ricardo. Action in the Box. Again, guys, check out the channel. Link to the video and then the channel itself is in the description below. That said, thanks again to Ricardo for watching this. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'm sure he's probably going to see this. I'll send it to him and he'll watch it. And yeah, if you have any collections that you want me to react to, send them to me on Instagram and I'll take a look, and if it makes sense, I'll absolutely do it. So yeah, anyway, guys, thank you again. Check out the channel. Lots of other content on this channel. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. See you later. Bye. Bye. See you later. Bye.